Now, China's migrant workers are not extended the same social benefits as locals, and if their children travel with them, they have problems getting a decent education. Well, let's get you more on that now. CGTN's Jane Keo is joining me from Beijing. Jane, so what are authorities in China doing to enhance the quality of education and also to expand access?
Well, Beatrice, one of the things that authorities have been doing, and even the minister touched on today, is investing in the teaching fraternity, ensuring that teachers are well trained, ensuring that they are well paid. In fact, Beatrice, this is one of the places where teaching is still one of the highly respected professions, and this was actually acknowledged in a recent World Bank report that actually praised China's education system. So the authorities know that this is actually paying off. They also are providing grants to the poor and needy students. They're also investing heavily in technology to keep up with the modern times, to ensure that children do get the necessary skills and knowledge required at this time. Of course, 182 million children have enrolled for basic education in China, which makes it the largest education system in the world. But there is a challenge. 9 million children are still out of school for one reason or the other. Most of them are in the poor rural areas, and the authorities here, the government hopes that this number can reduce to zero in the coming years. And in fact, they've begun a couple of initiatives to encourage children to stay in school and to go to school in these areas, including giving them free meals.
Well, Jen, there's also a push to have Chinese universities and institutions in top world rankings. So how will this be beneficial, and what can African countries learn from such an initiative? Because African countries' universities often do not make it to that list as well.
Well, indeed, Beatrice, and perhaps the starting point would be that governments or African governments should actually begin by investing heavily in the education sector to ensure that teachers are paid well, to ensure that they have the necessary resources. Because, like you mentioned, a vast majority of African students prefer to go abroad for their education compared to China. And this is because here in China, authorities have made it clear that education and educational reforms are very much over the ongoing modernization process. In fact, during last year's party congress, President Xi Jinping did say that education should play a major role in terms of pushing development. And like you mentioned, more and more Chinese universities are being ranked highly around the world, and this shows the quality of education here in the country. Currently, about 66 of them have been included in the latest rankings. Of course, this also shows China's growing influence around the world. Beatrice?
Right, Jane Keo joining us there from Beijing.